Hello and welcome everyone. So we are discussing analysis of pre-stress concrete based on stress concept, and in that we have discussed the analysis of concentric tendon, and we have arrived also that better than concentric tendon, the eccentric tendons, in which the tendons are provided with an eccentricity E, are much more efficient. So let us see how they are efficient than the usual concentric tendons in this video. So let's start. And in this case here, what we have done, the same beam is here also again, and we are again assuming that self weight is also here 0. Now let us see how the tendon is kept here with an eccentricity E is the distance from the centroid here, and how this eccentricity is going to benefit us and it will make the section more efficient. So here you are seeing this tendon is at a distance of E from the centroid, and this is pre-stressing force P. So this notation is written here. P is what? P is force. P is not pre-stress. Okay, remember this. P is not pre-stress. Pre-stress is stress. So it's just a force. I have never said that pre-stress is represented by P. So P is pre-stressing force. And it is positive because it is compression in nature. And E is the eccentricity, its distance, and its unit is in mm. And for the unit of P can be in Newton or kilonewton. Okay, no problem. And so we can calculate the moment due to this eccentricity, because now the beam will be under application of a bending moment like this here, and this bending moment M due to eccentricity will be equal to P times E. Okay. And what is the cross-sectional area of concrete member? It is equal to capital A, and P upon A will be pre-stress. Understand this. P upon A is pre-stress. Alright. Never write P as a pre-stress. Don't get this confusion. So A is the cross-sectional area of concrete member. Now the I is the second moment of area of section about its centroid. Now this is simply moment of inertia. MOI, moment of inertia of the section about which axis? Centroidal axis, this axis. So this is very simple, and we know it is equal to BDQ upon 12. Okay. Now let us discuss the section modulus. See, there are two extremes, top and bottom. So for both the extreme points, we are going to calculate the section modulus correspondingly. So ZT and ZB are the section modulus for the top and bottom fibers. Okay, and both of these are constant. All right. Similarly, we are going to calculate why we discuss about the extreme points, because at the extreme points the stresses are extreme. Okay, the stresses are maximum, because as we have discussed that the stresses are linear here, and from the linear distribution of stress is maximum or minimum at the extremes. All right. So that's why we talk of these points, extreme points, in the bending, when we discuss the bending stresses. So this was the section modulus. Now let us discuss the stresses at the supremum and infimum point. So this SUP is representing the bending stress at supremum. Supremum means topmost fibers, and this infimum, FINF, represents the pre-stress in concrete developed at the bottommost fibers. You can say this bending stress also, resulting bending stress. So as I said, sometimes stress is represented by sigma, or sometimes it is represented as F. So don't get confused. This is simply notation. And as we have discussed the notation here, sign convention will be positive for the compression forces or compressive stresses, and negative for the tension or the tensile stresses. Similarly, yt and yb are the distance of top and bottom fibers from the centroid of the section. This is very clear. I is the radius of gyration. Now, how I is related with moment of inertia? You know this famous relationship. I is the moment of inertia, capital I, then it will be equal to area into I small I square. All right. So this I is the radius of gyration, and sometime radius of gyration is also represented by small r. So in that case, moment of inertia capital I will be equal to AR square. So this is simply notation. So how this eccentricity is going to benefit? Now the same thing we are going to discuss here, and in this case if you see the stress that we are going to calculate here at the top and the bottom layer, and it is obtained from the relations by superposition. So you are seeing this that here something we are adding and we are arriving to the results like this. So when we add two stress distribution like this, okay, see this was my cross section, okay, and this is my neutral axis, and this is the axis at which tendon is there, okay, and distance between these two axes is eccentricity. All right. So for this cross section, if we want to get the resultant stresses, all right, so here we have done adding of two stresses. So this is called principle of superposition. When we add or subtract, principle of superposition. As per small deflection theory, we can easily apply this principle of superposition. We can add two stress distribution like this, algebraic sum. Now what is this? What is this? So here try to understand that in this case of this beam, now here there are two types of loading. One is the direct loading and one is the indirect loading, okay, and we are adding both the results of direct loading and the results of indirect loading from the as per the principle of superposition, and we are arriving to the results. Now if you see here, let us try to see this P. This P is the compressive force being applied here directly. So direct loading is compressive in nature, okay. So see there are two types of stresses, direct stresses, indirect stresses. डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस में क्या क्या होता है? कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेस, टेंसाइल स्ट्रेस. इनडायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस में क्या होता है? बेंडिंग स्ट्रेस एंड शियर स्ट्रेस. समझ में आया? अब देखो डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस यहाँ पे क्या है? कंप्रेसिव नेचर में. कंप्रेसिव क्या है? P है फोर्स, कंप्रेसिव फोर्स, और सेक्शनल एरिया है A. तो अब आप बता सकते हैं स्ट्रेस, कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेस किसी भी सेक्शन पे ले लीजिए तो वो होगा P/A. ये क्लियर है? एंड इट इज सोन हियर एज P/A, and I mean if you see this distribution is having a rectangular profile, isn't it? It is having a rectangular profile. Why? Because P/A is uniform throughout the across the depth of cross section. You understand this? इसमें कोई वेरिएशन नहीं होता. डायरेक्टली अगर आपने इस बीम को दबाया दोनों तरफ से तो P/A यूनिफॉर्म है. टॉप पे भी P/A है, बीच में भी P/A है, बॉटम में भी P/A ही होगा. तो ये होता है जब हम डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस की बात करते हैं. पर जब इनडायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस में आते हैं ना, देन इट कम्स एज बेंडिंग. नाउ व्हाई दिस बेंडिंग इज रिजल्टिंग? बिकॉज ऑफ इसेंट्रिसिटी. Because we have incorporated eccentricity, and that is resulting into bending stresses, and that bending is due to this bending moment m is equal to P times E. अब इस बेंडिंग मोमेंट के कारण क्या होगा ना, इस बेंडिंग मोमेंट के कारण कंप्रेशन होगा बॉटम में, टेंशन होगा टॉप पे. समझ रहे हैं इस बात को? रिवर्स हो रहा है. देखिए रिवर्स हो रहा है. एक्सटर्नल लोड जब आप लगाते हैं किसी भी बीम पे तो क्या होता है? कंप्रेशन हो जाता है टॉप पे, और नीचे क्या हो जाता है, टेंशन हो जाता है। टेंशन के कारण नीचे से क्रैक आ जाता है क्योंकि कंक्रीट ब्रिटल होता है। बट प्री स्ट्रेस में क्या होता है, प्री स्ट्रेस कंक्रीट में आपने इसेंट्रिसिटी दे दी टेंडन में, अब वो क्या होगा, उसके कारण मोमेंट जनरेट होगा और वो मोमेंट क्या करेगा, अब जो वो मोमेंट क्या करेगा, बॉटम में कंप्रेशन जनरेट करना शुरू करेगा और टॉप पे टेंशन करना करेगा। तो अभी हमने सेल्फ वेट, एक्सटर्नल लोड सब कुछ जीरो माना है, ठीक है, सब कुछ जीरो मान करके चल रहे हैं। तब क्या होता है, इसके कारण अभी देखिए यहाँ पे स्ट्रेस होगी, यहाँ पे होगा एफ इन्फ्रेमम और यहाँ पे होगा एफ सुप्रीमम। अब एफ सुप्रीमम क्या नेचर, मैग्नीट्यूड क्या होगा, इस स्ट्रेस एट द टॉप एंड स्ट्रेस एट द बॉटम। नाउ दिस स्ट्रेस, एज वी हैव डिस्कस दैट स्ट्रेस इज इक्वल टू व्हाट, आई होप यू मस्ट हैव रिमेंबर्ड, एम अपॉन जेड। तो अगर टॉप की बात करें तो m अपॉन जेड टी, एम अपॉन जेड टी, और m क्या था, m इज इक्वल टू पी ई अपॉन जेड टी, हो गया ये। और वैसे ही f इन्फ्रेमम की बात करूं तो पी ई था मेरा मोमेंट डिवाइडेड अपॉन जेड बी क्या है, सेक्शन मॉडुलस फॉर बॉटम फाइबर। Try to understand the stresses. Stresses at the top will be equal to bending moment by section modulus for the top fiber. Now bending moment M is equal to PE and ZT is the section modulus of top fiber. Similarly, F inframum means stress at the bottommost fiber and it will be equal to M upon ZB. Now M is equal to PE and ZB is the section modulus of bottom fibers. So this is simple understanding, and from the principle of superposition here we are adding the results of direct and indirect stresses, all right, and due to this bending now the stresses will be having a linear distribution, okay, क्योंकि स्ट्रेन का भी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन लीनियर है और स्ट्रेसेस भी लीनियर ही होंगे। और हमने जैसा डिस्कस किया कि नीचे के जो फाइबर होंगे वो कंप्रेसिव होंगे, इसीलिए प्लस साइन आप यहाँ देख रहे हैं नीचे वाले में, और ऊपर के फाइबर्स क्या फेस कर रहे होंगे, टेंशन, तो ऊपर का फाइबर माइनस है। मैग्नीट्यूड क्या है ऊपर में, तो पी ई डिवाइडेड बाई जेड टी, एंड नीचे के फाइबर में स्ट्रेस कितना है, बेंडिंग स्ट्रेस पी ई बाई जेड बी, क्लियर है। Now let us add both of them and we will get here. Now this is the minus sign, this is the plus sign here. This is plus and this is minus sign. And this will result as this trapezium here. And in this trapezium you can see, if this was my... Now at the top you can see the stresses P by A यहाँ था और ये ऐड हो गया, ठीक है। अब देखिए ये मेरा P अपॉन A था इतना, और इसमें से ये नीचे इतना ऐड हो गया और ऊपर से इतना सब्सट्रैक्ट हो गया, ठीक है। अभी हम लिख सकते हैं टॉप पे कितना है स्ट्रेस, टॉप पे है P बाई A माइनस पी ई बाई जेड टी, एंड बॉटम पे स्ट्रेस कितना है P बाई A प्लस पी ई बाई जेड बी। नाउ दिस मे बी अपियरिंग वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू यू बट इट इज़ अ चाइल्ड्स कैलकुलेशन ओनली, believe it or not, and when we will discuss about the numericals you will also enjoy the calculations. So again in the next slide also I have written the same thing, that the direct stress and bending stress, we can say direct stress and indirect stresses are superimposed, and that's why this plus sign is here, and direct stress is uniform P upon A, that is compressive in nature, plus sign is shown here, and this P by A is uniform top and bottom, but indirect stress is varying from compressive P by ZB at the bottom to the tensile P by ZT negative at the top, and it is resulting as this distribution of stresses, all right. So the relation can be written here as F inframum is equal to P upon A plus PE by ZB, all right. Now if we take this P upon A common, then we will come to this conclusion, P by A 1 plus E by B divided by I square. Now this ZB was equal to I upon y. Okay, and I can be written as a I square divided by y. So ZB will be equal to AI square divided by YB. Alright, similarly ZT will be equal to IY YT, and I is equal to moment of inertia can be written as area into radius of gyration का square divided by YT. So this is the same thing written here again. Okay, F infimum and F supremum is calculated here, and you can see the both calculation formulas are written here. It's very simple to understand. P upon A 1 plus E by B by I square, P upon A 1 minus E by T by I square. So this is how we calculate these stresses in eccentric tendon. Now let us understand how we calculate stresses when there are external loads also and there are self weight also. So this is the something which is very exciting, and here in this case we have taken a real life situation beam which is having both dead load. What do you understand by dead load? Dead load means self weight only, and there is some UDL also. UDL means external load only, and this concrete beam is supporting both UDL and dead load. So UDL is the external load, and that is having intensity Q and dead load of intensity G. Okay, and we know the moments due to this maximum. What is the maximum moment due to UDL? Do you remember that? If UDL is having intensity say W, the bending moment diagram if you have drawn, so it is parabolic in nature, and the maximum bending moment is at the midpoint, and that is equal to WL square by 8. So this value you have to remember all the time. Okay, so we are talking only of the midpoint. Okay, here at the mid, because bending moments are here maximum, so they will be resulting into maximum stresses, and so those points will be most critical to analyze. So we go for only analysis of those sections, those points only. So here MQ is the bending moment due to external load. This is the maximum bending moment. QL square divided by 8. L is the span length, and mg means maximum bending moment due to dead load is equal to GL square divided by 8. Okay, and this beam is eccentric is having eccentric tendons, and again pre-stressing force is shown here as P. Okay, now here if we are asked to analyze, okay, the same thing is written here. Now we have to calculate the resultant stresses in concrete at any section. How can we do that? Resultant stresses in the concrete at any section. So that will also be done here by principle of superpositions only, and you can see everything is written here. I am just showing you mg is equal to dead load moment and live load moment. And how we are going to apply this principle of superposition? By adding each of these stresses resulting being applied on this beam, the direct stresses and indirect stresses. Okay, now direct stress is only because of this compressive force P, but there are three indirect stresses here. One is due to eccentricity, eccentric moment, that is M is equal to PE. Another is due to the live dead load moment and live load moment. All right, so we have to take account of all these things here. So let us take them one by one, and here this is my cross section. Okay, and in this cross section, this is the position of tendon with a distance eccentric distance from the centroid E here shown here, and let us add all these stresses one by one. So for this pre-stress for this tendon, if we see in this tendon there is P divided by A is the direct stress, compressive stress, and this is having plus sign here, and this is uniform all across the depth. Okay, and as we have discussed in the eccentric tendon that it will be having linear stress distribution, and that will be compressive in the bottom and tensile at the top, and magnitude will be P by ZT at top and P by ZB at bottom. Okay, so this is due to eccentric moment because of pre-stressing. Now let us come to the dead load stresses. Okay, and dead load stresses will be what? Dead load stresses are external loads, and they will be creating tension at the bottom and compression at the top. You understand this? And it is very easy to calculate the stresses. Stresses will always be calculated in pre-stress concrete by equal to sigma is equal to m upon z. Simple, very simple. So sigma at the top will be equal to what? Mg divided by zt. Can I write this? So this is what? Mg upon zt, and it is having compressive प्लस साइन दिख रहा है सभी को यहाँ पे. सिमिलरली अब ये डेड लोड क्या करेगा? टेंसाइल स्ट्रेस जनरेट करेगा बॉटम पे, और इसकी मैग्नीट्यूड क्या होगी? mg बाई जेड बी. ठीक है, एम क्यू बाई और mg बाई जेड बी. सिर्फ जेड टी और जेड बी चेंज हो रहा है. ठीक है. सिमिलरली ड्यू टू दिस लाइव लोड ऑफ मैग्नीट्यूड q UDL, it will be mq बाई जेड टी एट द टॉप, और ये प्लस साइन कंप्रेसिव होगा ऊपर में क्योंकि ये UDL है, एक्सटर्नली अप्लाई हो रहा है, और माइनस साइन होगा, टेंसाइल होगा ऑफ मैग्नीट्यूड mq बाई जेड बी एट द बॉटम. सभी को जोड़ दें एक बार. ठीक है, सभी को जोड़ते हैं. तो जोड़ने के बाद क्या आता है? ये आता है एफ सुप्रीमम. एफ सुप्रीमम मीन्स व्हाट? टॉप पे क्या होगा? टॉप पे होगा p बाई ए, प्लस साइन है, और फिर इसेंट्रिक मोमेंट के कारण सिर्फ होगा माइनस पी ई बाई जेड टी. प्लस साइन क्यों आ रहा है? क्योंकि अब ये एक्सटर्नल लोड्स हैं, लोड्स के कारण तो कंप्रेशन ही आएगा टॉप पे. तो प्लस एम जी बाई जेड टी प्लस एम क्यू बाई जेड टी. वेरी सिंपल. सिमिलरली इफ वी हैव टू कैलकुलेट दी stresses at the bottom, that is F infimum, it will be equal to P by A. ये तो कंप्रेसिव ही है, एनीवे यूनिफॉर्म है. अभी क्या होगा बॉटम में? अब इसेंट्रिक मोमेंट के कारण तो P प्लस होगा, कंप्रेशन करता है इसेंट्रिक मोमेंट टेंडन के कारण, प्री स्ट्रेस के कारण, P बाई जेड बी. बट एक्सटर्नल लोड्स के कारण माइनस है साइन, तो माइनस एम जी बाई जेड बी माइनस एम क्यू बाई जेड बी, एंड इट इज सो सिंपल टू कैलकुलेट. सो होप you must have liked the ways of calculating the pre-stresses and the resulting bending stresses in the PSC through the approach of based upon the stress concept, and we will be discussing at least 3-4 numericals based on this approach in the upcoming videos also. So till that, stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.